about intersecting lines and where they intersect at. So we're finding the point of intersection. And there's a couple of ways to do that. And it's actually a fairly easy question on STAR test. You'll see them later on. But I'm going to show you on how to graph them on a graph like so. So when you give you two equations like this, you're going to have to graph them on a number line. Not on a number line, excuse me, on a coordinate plane. So you have this equation. This one, the first one I'm going to do this one in blue. So the first thing you're going to do when you graph an equation is you're going to look at the y-intercept. So the y-intercept is in the B position. So this is -2. So -2 is right here. And it says the slope is a +3. So that means you go up 3 over 1. So 1, 2, 3 over 1. 1, 2, 3 over 1. And then that'll be our line. And it doesn't have to be perfect. So now I'm going to do the next one in red. So this one, so our B position is a +3. And our slope is a -2. So it means we're going to go down 2 over 1. So 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, and so on. And then you can see right here that they intersect at this coordinate dot of 1, 1. So their point of intersection is 1, 1. So that's one way to do it. So now it says B says explain whether the 2, -1 is the solution to the equation y equals 3x minus 2. So what you can do is you can actually plug in the x to see if it outputs -1. So you have the equation 3x minus 2. So you're going to do 3 times +2 minus 2, excuse me, which equals 6 minus 2, which equals 4. So that does not equal -1. So that means that this is not a solution on the graph. Well, without using the graph. So C is the same coordinate, but with a different equation. So now you're going to do -2 times +2 plus 3, which is -4 plus 3, which equals -1. So yes, this one is a solution because it comes out true. So then explain how to use the graph to tell whether the ordered pair 2, -1 is actually a solution. So we have already proved that it's not, but if we wanted to use the graph, we just have to go over to 2 and -1. And 2, -1 is right here. But as you can see, it doesn't intersect with the blue line. So it's not a solution between both the equations. And then finally D, or E, says find the point of intersection of the two lines, check for the substitution, and determine if they're true. So we've already determined that the point of the intersection is 1, 1. So that means we plug it in. So that means that this has to equal 1, and then we plug in 1 for x. So 3 times 1 is 3, minus 2 is 1. So 1 equals 1, so that's true. So do the same thing for this equation. So -2 times +1 is -2, plus 3 is a +1. So yes, it's both true. So that's one way to check yourselves. So generally on the STAR test, your question for these will actually just give you a graph with already the lines plotted like this, and it's already done for you, and it will actually show you an intersection, and the question will be literally going, what is the coordinate pair of the intersection? And that's the question. Okay, so this is a very easy topic, so I wouldn't stress too much about this one, but it's always good to learn how to plot them on a coordinate plane. So now we have this one, and we can practice this again, but it's already given it to you. But if I was to take this equation, y is equal to -x plus 4, you would go and find +4 for the y-intercept, and then the slope is -1, so that means you go down 1 over 1. If my pad was working, sorry y'all. And so on. And then this one is just y equals 3x. So it means that the y-intercept is the origin, and it goes up 3 over 1. And since they're already giving you those lines, you can actually tell right now that this is the intersection. If I could draw a circle. So that's the intersection, which is 1, +3. So that's the point of intersection. And that's all you really are expected to be able to do. So now they give you, now this is one's quite interesting. So on this one for B, they give you 3x minus 3, but then they give you 3 parentheses x minus 1. So what we need to do is we need to change this one to the form of the point slope formula. So we need to distribute the 3 among the parentheses, because parentheses means to multiply. So it means you got to multiply everything inside the parentheses by 3. So the 3 times the x, and then 3 times the negative 1. So 3 times x is just 3x, and 3 times negative 1 is just minus 3. Well, if you notice, these are the exact same equations. So since they're the same equations, that means they intersect all at the same coordinate point. So it's all solutions. So there's infinite many solutions because they're literally the exact same line. Now, I've never seen this on the STAR test, but that might be an option later on. Whoops, sorry, y'all. So I want you to, I know this is rather difficult if you're online, but I want you to try to graph these equations and figure out what's the point of intersection. And then check with the video. If you can't graph it on the graph, you can just take your inch choices and actually plug in to see which one's true. Okay, so the first one has a y-intercept of positive 2 and a slope of negative 1. So you go down 1 over. And then it says negative 1 is a y-intercept. And it says negative 4 is your slope. So you go down 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And so as I notice, I keep going down here. So I have to go the opposite. So if I go up 4, I have to go left 1. So up 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 over 1. And you can see right here, intersects at negative 1, positive 3. And that'll be your answer. Yep. All right, so now I'll try this one again. Sorry, guys. Zoom in. And these are answer choices if you want to pause the video to try that out too. Okay, so it has a positive 5. Whoops. So positive 5 and a slope of negative 2. So you go down to 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1. And if I wanted to go up 2, I can go up to 1, 2, but go to the left 1. And you see how it makes a nice straight line. So now we're going to do 3x, so which means it goes to the origin, but it has a slope of 3. So you go up 3, 1, 2, 3 over 1, 1, 2, 3 over 1. So intersects right here at positive 1, positive 3. Okay, so now sometimes they'll give you the equation in the format of ax plus by is equal to c, and we need to get into the format of y is equal to mx plus b. So basically what it consists of is taking the ax, moving it over to the right, and then dividing everything by b. It's just really generally solving for like how we solve for equations, so it's the same idea. So that's what I'll show you in this example. So we have the example x plus y equals 8. And then we have the example 2x plus y, I believe, 1y, which is the same thing as y, is equal to 11. So what we're going to do is we're just going to practice putting them into the y is equal to mx plus b format, which is called your point slope formula. So that way you can graph them on the coordinate plane, figure out the point of intersection. So what you want to do is you want to get everything solved to equal y. So what you want to do is you need to get rid of this x. And not really get rid of it, you really just need to move it to the right. So the way to move it to the right is you need to do the opposite operation. And you're going to subtract x from the left, and then you subtract x from the right. So now you have y is equal to 8 minus x, but we want it in the proper format, so it'd be y is equal to negative x plus 8. This one, you need to subtract 2x from here, subtract 2x from here. So now you have y is equal to 11 minus 2x, but proper format would be negative 2x plus 11. So now you can just take what we've been learning about graphing them and so on. Okay. And then this is just a word problem. So it says, during school vacation, Marcus wants to go bowling and to play laser tag. He wants to play 6 total games, but needs to figure out how many of each he can play. If he spends exactly $20, each game of bowling is $2, and each game of laser tag is $4. So let X represent the number of games Marcus bowls, and let Y represents the number of laser tag Marcus plays. Write a system of equations that describes this situation. So the system of equations will be X is bowls, so that's 2X because it's $2 per bowling game, plus the Y, which is the laser tag of 4Y, has to equal exactly $20. So this is your equation. And what you're going to do is you're going to put in the format of y equals mx plus b. So I would do that over here. So you have 2x plus 4y equals 20. So you're going to take away the 2x from both sides. So now you have 4y is equal to negative 2x plus 20. And this is one's a little bit different. We have to get rid of this 4. So since that 4 is being multiplied, we're going to divide everything. So it means everything has to be divided by 4. So this goes away. So now negative 2 divided by a positive 4 is just negative 1/2. And that'd be negative 1/2 x. Plus 20 divided by 4 is 5. So now your y-intercept is 5 and your slope is a negative 1/2. I generally don't see a lot of those on the STAR test. So if you do want some more practice, let me know. All right, guys, that is slope-intercept, or intersection of two equations. And let me know if you need any extra help. Thanks, guys.